Article 2, Section 1, Clause 8 of the Constitution requires that the President, before he enter on the execution of his office, shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. But what about the children?
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
Because that's how you get ants.
The term First Lady doesn't seem to appear until the Truman-Dewey campaign of 1948. In 1962, impressionist Vaughn Meader produced a comedy album called First Family, a move credited with giving prominence to the term in reference to the president's immediate family. Each member of the First Family has a different code name used by special agents for their protection. There's also some tradition there. In the 90s, the comedian Sinbad was at the top of his game. An appearance on Star Search had him winning a round against fellow comedian Dennis Miller. He went on to the Red Fox Show, A Different World, and landed his own show, The Sinbad Show, with Fox, where he played a foster parent. The role earned him a 1995 nomination at the Kids' Choice Awards for Favorite Television Actor. Sinbad was flying high in the 90s. Today, we see if we can land on anything nice to say about First Kid.
First Kid.
This is the final installment of Nostalgia Month. I hope you enjoyed it. First Kid is another one of those movies that I remember watching over and over when I was young, but don't really remember why it was a favorite. And maybe there's a reason. Full disclosure, it's not great, but that's not what we do on this show. First Kid is very obviously a Sinbad vehicle, and Sinbad is the best part of this movie. He's funny and charming. He's almost like a big kid himself. Sinbad plays Sims, a Secret Service agent who dreams of guarding the president, but he's kind of a screw-up. Our introduction to Sims is maybe the best scene in the movie. He's with the Secret Service detail securing a mall where the First Lady and her son Luke, the titular First Kid, will be having a photo op later while back to school shopping. He's late. His driver, Dash, parks in a fire lane and confronts mall security. Dash is the straight man to Sinbad for the entire movie and is perfect. He was probably the second best part of this film.
We didn't want to go, Dad. Dash made us go. It was Dash's idea.
You guys suck.
We suck. Did you hear that, Luke?
We suck.
We suck. All right. We suck.
Sims tells a bomb squad dog to bark at a Dunkin' Donuts worker in order to get free donuts. His maneuvering is funny. Sinbad is wry and quick-witted. It's cute. Meanwhile, Luke is antagonizing his current security detail, Woods, played by Timothy Busfield. This guy. Let's be honest, Timothy Busfield had a pretty great 90s too. He liked working in the White House so much, he later went on to be a White House correspondent during the Bartlett administration.
West Wing reference.
Luke is a terrible, spoiled brat, and as an adult, this was painful to watch. This kid is terrible. I hated him. I don't remember hating him as much when I was a kid, but nostalgia makes fools of us all. Luke does everything in his power to make Woods look bad. When they get to the mall, Luke is being obstinate. Woods grabs him too roughly in front of the First Lady. There's an incident. The First Lady starts arguing with Woods. Meanwhile, Luke pulls his pants down in the dressing room and moons the reporters. See what I mean? He's kind of a piece of shit. Anyway, Sims jumps up and puts himself between the exposed buttocks and the cameras. As a result, the president and his wife request Sims be Luke's new agent. Sims sees this as his opportunity to prove himself as worthy of protecting the president himself. He has a confrontation with the fired Woods in a bar after his assignment. We get one of the darkest jokes I've ever heard, especially in the context of two Secret Service agents.
Give me a Harvey Wallbank. Make it a Harvey Oswald.
What's the difference?
Harvey Oswald's got 3 shots.
Woo! Anyway, the bartender cuts Woods off, and based on the ending of the movie, it sort of seems like Woods is an alcoholic. As a kid, this went completely over my head. Luke terrorizes Sims with his pet snake, and yeah, this kid is definitely a pet snake kind of kid. He's even in an online chat room called Snake Chat. This is an early movie where they hadn't really figured out how to show texting in chat rooms in an efficient way, so they just have the character read everything that's being typed. Even though Sims is portrayed as a screw-up with a problem with authority, he does his due diligence. He submits a request to have the chat room checked out by the agency. He also goes to a tech guy formerly employed by the agency to get a tracking device put on Luke in the form of a necklace. He's a clown, but not a stupid one. At school, Luke immediately acquires a bully in Tim Taylor's eldest son, Zachary Ty Bryan. Sims gives him space, and Luke gets punched in the face, which, let's be honest, this pouty fishmouth kid has deserved since the beginning of the movie. They have a heart-to-heart, and Sims starts sneaking Luke out of the White House to go to a boxing gym so he can learn to fight his own battles. We finally start to get some justification for Luke's behavior. His parents don't really pay attention to him, he doesn't really get to leave the grounds, he doesn't get to keep his own schedule. I imagine being a member of the First family is a bit of a pain, especially if you are a younger person. You're a high-profile target with zero control or influence. Sims' edge on the assignment is that he's kind of a big kid himself. Luke gets permission to go to a school dance. Another great scene is when Dash and Sims hook him up with an earpiece to help him ask a girl out. It's silly and cute. The day of the dance, Sims has to teach Luke how to dance. There's an abandoned bag left in front of the White House and they go into lockdown, but Sims sneaks Luke out anyway, seeing that the kid has made positive changes and deserves a break. At the dance, Zachary Ty Bryan gets into another fight with Luke, but this time, Luke is able to defend himself. They are found out, of course, and the Secret Service busts in on the dance. Sims is fired without being able to contact Luke. The Secret Service puts a tracking device on the kid. Lo and behold, the person that Luke has been chatting with in the snake room knows how to remove tracking devices. Luke runs away. They pull Sims back in to question him. As he's about to leave, he's given the report on the online activity. He goes back to the guy who sold him the tracking equipment. A second on this guy. His name is Harold and he's a paraplegic played by Tomas Arana. It doesn't seem like a usual choice to have a handicapped character in a movie like this. I mean, there's clearly a deep history that we never see that you don't typically see in a kid's movie. I respect the effort. Anyway, they track Luke inside a mall. It's been Woods the whole time. Woods is going to recover Luke and get his job back. Even though Harold isn't with the agency, he stands up to Woods and gets pistol whipped for his efforts. I mean, you know I'm a sucker for a character that does the right thing. We see Sims use the boxing skills that have been hinted at the whole movie to knock Woods out. Woods gets a second wind and is about to shoot Luke when Sims jumps in front of the bullet. Dash gets his moment when he runs in and shoots Woods. Sims is offered presidential detail but declines it to stay with Luke. At a $15 million budget, First Kid made $26 million, so not bad. I'm sure it triggered some unnecessary fears over internet predators. Sinbad seems to have a soft spot for kids and plays a lot of mentor-type characters, even though he comes off as immature himself. Despite the cringeworthy behavior of Luke, First Kid is still an enjoyable movie. There aren't any loose ends. Luke gets to have his comeuppance with the bully, Sims has his character growth with Luke. The fact that Luke is kidnapped by his former handler also adds a bit of plausibility. Woods has strong motivation to go after the kid. I'd love to see a villain with means and motivation. This movie is a strong Sinbad vehicle. It's nothing without him. I think it's time for Sinbad to have a comeback. That's all we have for this episode of Anything Nice to Say. Don't give out personal information on the internet and never be ashamed to like what you like. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we have a new video out. Check out my book, Live Like Legends, on Amazon, and head over to our merch store for merch. Become a subscriber on Patreon for exclusive content, early access, and other perks and cool stuff.